dog, can I mix my T-Rex with your T-Rex and make some purdy babies?
I am so addicted to picking up poop you don't even know.
Whoa! Did you see the paint job on that trike? Wow.
Fresh spawns, veteran tamers, and all survivors in between. We'd like to welcome you to Rated Ark, the Ark Survival Evolved podcast.
Welcome to episode 6 of Rated Ark, the Ark Survival Evolved podcast. Today is April 29th, 2016 still. We are a server-hosted podcast, so that means the voices can change each week, but the roundtable discussion, we always try to make the same about Ark. We have many ways you can contact us to share feedbacks, tips, or adventures. You can reach the show by emailing us at ratedark@gmail.com. You can tweet the show at ratedark on Twitter. You can grab our RSS feed, grab our show notes, or you can apply to join us in-game at ratedark.podbean.com. Take her away, Esme.
Right on. First, we'd like to start off the show by introducing everyone that's here tonight. We do have a new voice with us, Mr. Chucks. He is our deemed console Xbox Xbone correspondent. You want to introduce yourself, Chucks?
Sure, I'm Chucks. I'm limited to the Xbox just because for the PC version or a new PC after my old one broke. Currently level 78. Just started playing PvP, trying to work my way up through that. Pretty much it.
We have Mr. City. You already heard him. You want to just say hey?
Hey, Mr. City. I'm an Arkaholic, and I'm trying to do better every month. I think I'm on my 6-month chip right now.
Awesome. How are you doing, Lee?
I'm alright, I just hit level 80. It's funny, at 79, yeah, exactly. At 79, the world was so beautiful and full of possibilities, and now at level 80, I'm looking for life insurance. And you know what? Nobody wants to carry you. When you tell them you're living on a dino-infested jungle island, foraging for berries and drinking scummy pond water.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I don't. Yes. I think you're gonna have to take a while finding some insurance carrier.
Yeah, those cementing paste rates a little too high.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll tell you what, in my situation, the AARP isn't going to help me a whole lot.
Yeah, no. Speaking of AARP, we have Luminen hiding out under his blankie. You want to say hey to the group?
Hey, everybody. Sorry I missed last week. I was being lazy. I didn't keep up with the news and felt that I would take away from the podcast, so I didn't do it. And despite being, I feel like my head might explode, but I'm here for you guys this week.
You weren't there last week either?
No.
No.
We'll take you vertical or horizontal. We're happy that you're here. Yeah, right? And that's our ghost right there, Mr. Goon. He's going to be chiming in. Mr. Phantom's hiding out in the corner, too. So they might chime in if they got something to say. If not, they're just going to be creeping on us. And then the man of the hour, Mr. Turk. What's going on, Turk?
Oh, man, we got Phantom, the boss. We got friggin' Goon. Goon is the man, quiet but deadly. And City, and just glad to be here and contribute.
We have a full crew. So we're gonna get started going into our loot drop. This is where we're gonna share any listener feedback. Did we get any auto emails, all that jazz? So, and also give some shout outs. So I wanted to give a shout out to 2 of our newest server members, Foe and Mutombo. So welcome to the server, welcome to the island or the Valhalla, but we'll get into that later.
And again, thanks for the reviews, guys. That was awesome. It made me feel a lot better.
Absolutely. And then we're going to jump into the news, and I actually saw a tweet. Susan Steiglitz was just letting the community know via Twitter that Studio Wildcard does have some positions opening, so I'm not going to go into all the descriptions of what you need to have in order to get the job, but the jobs that are open are senior technical artists, lead animators, lead designer for art of the Survival of the Fittest section, and gameplay programmer. And I put that in the show notes. You can also access that at www.studiowildcard.com. if you want to keep up to date on all of their job openings too. And also,
Hey, Sky, did you get to see any of that Survival of the Fittest at PAX?
I got to catch one episode, one of them, and that was enough for me to think that was hilarious to watch, because that blurs watching MOBAs. Everybody's all up on Heroes of the Storm or League of Legends. I think watching these MOBAs are a lot more entertaining to me personally, because it's funny on top of like action packed.
Agreed.
What were your thoughts? Like, how many did you get to see?
I saw 2 of them, and I was going to watch the very last one where Jax and the gal, gosh darn, I can't think of her name, Jen. We're going to take on the champions, and of course they have all the admin privileges, and I missed it. I had something else I had to do, but what I did see was really, really entertaining. I want to do it really bad.
I think that'd be a blast, honestly.
No, we can set up a Survival of the Fittest server.
Really easy.
Oh my God!
Sounds like you're volunteering there, Turk.
I mean, yeah, I can do it. I mean, on my server account, I can set up to 3 games, so I can do that.
Hell yeah!
Well, isn't there the general broad one that's already all set up? You just gotta sign in or something. I need to find out.
Yeah, but I would think it'd be more fun to do it against people like us guys.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly,
I mean, I would love to kill Luminen.
Great, thanks. It might relieve the
right
headache
now.
Because he's such a nice guy.
He's picking out the weak one out of the group. That's not right.
No,
hey,
Luminen is not weak.
Yeah, dude, you're down for the count right now. You're being easy.
True.
I'm here.
Right.
I know how this goes.
Okay, I'll kill Rocket.
Yeah, he's not going to argue. Hey, but they have cash prizes on that though.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. I know that Luminen and Goon were trying to watch it while they're at work. So.
Yeah.
Luminen, didn't you run out of all of your data? Isn't that? I think you were complaining about that.
I was huddled around Goon trying to peek over his shoulder. It was funny, but it was so much fun. We missed the developers versus the winners too, but I think it's on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, it's on it.
They do have some news on that, the whole Survival of the Fittest. I did catch a post later, but I'm not gonna jump over Mr. Chuck's. He has some info on us too regarding Ark.
Oh man, so good news, bad news. The full release date has been pushed back to, I think it was the holiday of this year, rather than I think it was originally scheduled for July, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yep.
The direct quote was, Ark's success has been increased. Our content goals and early access players have helped us raise our ambitions with their invaluable feedback. I read something earlier that they felt that they weren't putting enough into the game, that they wanted to include more before what they were originally planning for the full release. So we may be actually getting a bigger game than what we were originally anticipating.
That's exactly what I was reading too, that they did expand it because they felt like the thirst and the success of the game had just shot off. They're like, whoa, we could either put it out now or we could make it even more and bigger and better and then release it later. That's what they're saying. So, but you're going to chime in?
Well, I was just going to say, I was reading somewhere that originally I think they planned on having only 100 animals total, and including what's not in game yet in the dossier, they've surpassed that. So it was kind of we got a little carried away, didn't we? So they had to push the date back. It was another big part of it. But they're right. This game has been so successful, and I personally believe it's probably one of a kind, and it's drawn a huge crowd in. I mean, considering they released the game just after or is it just before the Jurassic World movie came out? So everybody was looking into the dinosaur theme, and perfect timing on their part.
Yeah, when I originally had seen the preview for it, I think it was at E3. I thought it was going to be a Jurassic Park game, personally.
Well, there's a mod out there for it, I think.
Yeah,
there
is.
Speaking of Jurassic Park, I started to watch the first part of Jurassic Park 3 on TV today. Now, watching that Spinosaur taking down a T-Rex was pretty cool, but I gotta say, that movie is a hunk of crap.
What?
A big
no. Stop. You're stomping on my dreams. You're killing me.
Oh, damn.
Jurassic Park 1, awesome. 2, not so much. 3, steaming crap.
Well, literally in some scenes. Did you guys know that the original Jurassic Park was the birth of CGI?
Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. I'm your Jurassic Park buff. I love the series.
I think Jeff Goldblum is and was like my big time crush back then, and even when he was sitting on that toilet, he was still pretty awesome.
Have you seen The Fly?
Really? Yeah,
I think we're losing Turkey.
Really?
That's the noise he was making too. Ironically, while he was,
Goldblum, really.
Jeff Goldblum.
Really?
Yeah, there's just something, just a quirky dude, taking the jump. I was like, whoa, that guy's pretty cool.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Hey, really, you haven't picked up on that now?
Yeah, my wife has the same opinion as you, Sky.
See?
Yeah.
Thank you, City.
People make wrong choices.
So anyways, back to CGI.
Oh wait, isn't he he's the new apartment net guy, right?
Yeah, then that was just I'm not feeling it now, but back then,
Well, that was about considering the CGI. One of the things that made that movie suck so much was in two scenes, one right after another, they would use a practical puppet, a large hydraulic dinosaur, and it was so obvious, and then they would cut to the next scene and it would be full CGI, and it was just too obvious.
Oh, okay.
Like the puppets were so rubbery looking. I mean, rubbery.
Mr. Winston, he was the expert.
But back to topic that has nothing to do with Ark. So let's get back to it.
Well, it's Jurassic Park, dinosaurs. Ark dinosaurs. Anyway.
So Chuck, now that we took your vehicle off the beaten path, anything else with your news story?
No, I think that was pretty much it.
Okay.
Hey, Chuck, you got to do a lot better at staying on topic with
Yeah,
No.
I know. I'm terrible.
Turk
I'm
is
sorry,
always
I'm
going to
sorry.
be the buzzkill. So.
Oh my god. So back onto Survival of the Fittest tournament. They have some new information for an international tournament that they're going to be busting out, and they said it's the first ever Ark Survival of the Fittest international tournament, and it will be held offline this summer. The tournament will be taking place in Shanghai during the China Digital Entertainment Expo and Conference called China Joy 2016, and qualified teams will be flown out on July 29th, and they will compete in person for the gigantic offline event, and with more than $40,000 up for grabs. And then they do recommend that team leaders, you do need to register at playark.com/Summer Cup between May 1st, so that's coming up, and that ends May 10th. And then you will need to grab your teammates to start competing for the 6v6 tournament mode. So there is more info on that in our show notes. And also Jeremy Drake Steiglitz, Susan's hubby, said that he actually made a post. I saw it on Steam. I'm sure he posted it other places. But they are removing the Giga and the 4v4 Enforced GFX removed. They're removing the GFX graphic thingy from the official Survival of the Fittest because they said the feedback they got was clear to remove the Giga and remove the Enforced GFX from the 4v4. They are being removed from the official servers for long-term rebalance. Then they will not be reappearing in official play until after the Summer Cup. So they will be gone for about 2 months, and that there's no need to fear drastic balance changes in that 2-month run-up to the Summer Cup. So it kind of makes sense, because who wants all those balance and all those new things like right when a new thing starts? And then, but they are saying that unofficial servers can still run with the Giga if they so choose. And so, yeah. So what we were talking about, because I know Turk loves Gigas, so he's probably going to want like all Gigas on his unofficial Survival of the Fittest service, right?
Hey, not to sound, well, I don't know what Enforced GFX is. What is that?
That is, just from what I gather, all the graphic terminology that I wouldn't know about, because I don't play Survival of the Fittest. But from what I do understand, the people that were playing that don't have the best computers were finding that it was hindering and actually making the gameplay not too fair between those with like Luminance computers versus those who play on Casio calculators.
Okay,
so
I gotcha.
that would be my layman's explanation.
No, that makes sense.
That's a lot of the complaints that I was seeing. But also, they say in the future, they do plan on utilizing this version of a public experimental branch of the survival of the fittest to try the different dramatic feature and all that stuff. So, because they really appreciated everybody's feedback that they did get. So, hopping back to Chuck's, he's got some nuggets of intel for us covering PS4 and Xbox.
The PlayStation 4 is supposed to be getting the Survival of the Fittest exclusive until the full release. Not really sure how that'll work, if it will only be Survival of the Fittest that they'll be able to play, or if they'll have, the whole survival experience as well. They really haven't released any details on that yet.
Awesome.
And Xbox, we got an update over the weekend. It was primarily just a bug fix. I guess a lot of people were having some connection issues, and then a lot of the graphics weren't rendering after the latest update that we had gotten. So it was just corrective stuff was all that we got.
Okay. I know we were talking about last week, and we were referencing like the controls. So now that we have you, and now we can speak to a real Xbox Ark player, how do you feel with the ease of the controls with the game? Because you're used to playing Xbox, do you feel like that obviously plays into the fluidity of your gameplay, or no?
Well,
I'm going to cut in here. I think
ahead.
we need a new segment. We'll call this the interrogation cage.
Yes. I'm just pinning them up there, and we want to know. We want to know, like, from your standpoint.
Because they use on the Xbox, they use a lot of the wheel command.
Yeah. That's all it is. Like, even when I was playing on the PC, I tended, anything that was really first-person-y, I tended to lean towards using a controller anyways, just from, growing up, I played PlayStation 2 primarily. So, the first person thing was always connected to joysticks for me personally, so it always made it easier. But now that, video games are so advanced now, when you get into the whole wheel thing, it's not bad once you get used to it. But, we got, like, if you're playing on Xbox, I don't really know how the computer version of the game works. I've never been able to load it up, actually. But, like, everything you guys basically have a key for, we have to, like, hit and hold B on our controller and then, like, toggle through with a joystick to try and get to it.
Right, so it's much slower for them than it is for us.
That's what I was just thinking. The reaction time has to be quite delayed, unless you're really used to it.
But the console players are generally a little bit
more agile.
Exactly.
Well, another thing is,
because they're younger guys.
Yeah.
Right. With that, and that's what all of them are using. So it's not like somebody's got an unfair advantage over somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
The muscle memory is already pretty
That's
much
exactly
there.
it. Once you get past the muscle memory part, like, I don't know how many, like, keys you guys have for, like, your dinosaur commands. Like, I feel like it's definitely probably a little bit easier in that, like, aspect. Like, I don't have to reach across my keyboard, to say, hey, one dinosaur follow me, all my dinosaurs follow me, one stop, all stop. I just hit my B button, click my joystick over real quick, it does the whistle, and it's all done,
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have the E menu come up for us, with our individual dino commands, with, like, we can hit our T and then bring up a whistle menu, or the E menu. So I imagine that probably isn't too different.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, we can bring up the wheel.
Yeah.
But
you
oftentimes we can avoid that. We can circumvent it.
Yeah, we have an option. We can use the wheel, or we can use our hotkeys or any key binding that we have set up.
Yeah, like, the only problem I have is, like, recently I started playing on the PvP, like, the official PvP servers. And to, like, drop your hands down or to, like, use any, like, emotes, I feel like it takes way too long to use them. Because you have to cycle through, like, your first wheel and then go to, like, a second wheel. And then there's actually a third wheel, too. To, like, wave or to, like...
And that's something that I think that we would have a hard time getting used to.
I agree, Turk. I really do.
Yeah.
I remember teaching you guys when you first came on to Swamp Gamers how to wave.
I know.
And it was like this huge revelation.
It was like mind-blowing. Yeah, you taught us fire, pretty much. Like, it was the equivalent of
it was so weird.
We were like these little cave people. We ran up and they're like, "Oh, you taught us a new thing. He's amazing." we lifted you off and carried you away.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
just haven't got to escape ever since.
Exactly.
But I mean, back to the whole like control thing. I don't know if you got. That's kind of a little bit off topic, but not really. It still does. It's into the cross-platform thing. Have you guys ever played like Minecraft or anything like that?
I haven't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Like I originally played it for the Xbox 360 before I got the PC version to play it, and I found that I had a lot harder of a time playing it on the PC versus playing it on, the Xbox, just because the controls were, a little bit different, and where, my right joystick controlled all my looking aspect, I had to use the mouse, and it like, and then, your triggers on your controller were basically your left and right click. Like, that's all there really is to that button on the game.
I was the opposite. I started off with PC and then went to Xbox. It was equally weird.
Yeah.
Well, what it boils down to is it's a language, and whatever your native language is, that's what you're going to default to.
Yeah. Good point, Luminen. Our blanket correspondent. We have a unblanketed correspondent, which is City. He might be a liquefied courage correspondent.
What?
You had some intel on coming off from Jat's tweeter.
Yeah, he made a brief comment right after PAX. Somebody asked him about Discord, which is a communication system that we use in this group in other platforms, other gaming platforms, and I've always tried to overlay it into Ark, and it can't be done. But now Turk is saying that one of his Turkisms, he thinks he can get it to work. We have to give him our Discord number. But anyway, long story short, looks like we're going to try to work it out. Jax was also going to have somebody look into it. I tweeted to him directly and asked him if he could look into it and see about getting it to overlay, because quite frankly, their auto-enabled chat thing really kind of sucks, I think. So anyway, I'm done.
Okay. Liminin, you threw in a little gem. Did you want to cover that? You were referencing
Yeah,
your
well, I was just going to
table?
mention they added the chemistry tables just in time for my move up north. There were two things that I was worried about when I was moving. First and foremost was berries, and Goon had brought that up. I had totally overlooked that. And I'm like, well, why do I need berries? I have tons of meat. He's like, well, you have dinosaurs that eat berries. Oh, crap, I do. And then something Turk pointed out was cementing paste. And that was something that I'm going to build a big base up there. There's a lot of mean stuff up there. I've got Alpha Rexes up there, and all that nice fun stuff. And
Yes.
we were talking. He's like, well, here's what we'll do. Prior to chemistry tables, he says we'll put a chest with a pin code on it, like the volcano, and you can put pearls in it, and I'll swap it out for cementing paste.
Oh, that's cool.
And then they come up with I have tons of trilobites up there and tons of stone, but my goodness, to make cementing paste on like an army of, first of all, mortar and pestles take a ton of room, and they're so slow.
What about beaver
So,
dams?
It would just be easier just for us to do the trade. He can hop on his frog, go down to the swamp, and I can just fly down to the beach and have the pearls. But with this, we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, I still have to have the materials, but that's not a big deal. So I don't know, Turk, we might have to nix that trade deal.
You sound like crap.
Oh, man.
Do I?
No, you
No, I'm just kidding.
He's been around Turk too long. He just
Fooled you.
I'm on my phone, so I'm totally experimenting.
Come on, guys. Please. I mean, really.
You sound good to me. But you came up with a really good main topic for the show. I really thought it was cool that you threw it in there. You want to share that with us? We're heading on to the main topic, everybody. So if you have something to chime in, go for it. Because right now it looks like it was just Luminin and I and Turk rocking it out. So if we spark
Well, when I hopped on
something
here
in
earlier,
you,
there was
cheer us.
nothing there, and I was like, oh, you should.
Thank
Well, I
you.
Anyways,
can't
seeing
imagine
as I'm-
changing location with all the stuff that I've built, so
Oh
I've
my
really got nothing to say about it.
Dude, no.
Yeah, but sooner or later you come to a point that you want to do something different.
Or you just
Yeah.
do like me and have 3 bases. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a hard time maintaining the one I got.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I mean, once you build it, what do?
You fly around and feed all of your stuff. That's what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you friggin' are a
Poop
victim.
control, fertilizer,
Yeah.
But yeah, go take it away, Illuminated.
Well, if you guys haven't guessed, our subject for this show is changing location. Why choose to move? Good things to do before you go, and a tip or two to make the big move easier, which I'm hoping to grab some stuff because I've had to actually do the move.
Oh, okay. Well, I found out, since I'm right below you, I found out that I like having different bases, which I already alluded to, because to me it gives me variety. Like, I've in the past only played from one base, and then I felt like I was logging in, doing my gardening, doing my this, and then I was just like, okay, and then all the dinosaurs, I'm like, oh, I'm used to seeing your faces. It got old, so I decided, because variety is amazing, I thought to build inland, so I love that, because it's so... I'm at the river that's to the south of the volcano, at like the tip of that river that runs like, is that east and west?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm at the tip or a tip of that river, and it's so cool because like one day I logged in and there was a T-Rex like battle music was going on. It was last Saturday or last Saturday when we logged on to do our PvP experiment, and I was like freaking out because these alpha cardos are running around, and I had a T-Rex like staring in my window because I have no window coverings. He was trying to pick out which dino would be amazing to eat, and he was already eating my ramps off, and it was good times. And
don't forget the Spino.
Oh yeah,
I was about to say.
Yeah,
I went by there one day looking for a beaver to tame, and there was a Spino killing everything it could get a hold of.
Yes. Yeah,
I just have to ask.
Yeah. What?
Kirk, have you been up to that base? Have you seen it?
Wake up, turkey.
He may have lost. He might have had to go take the kids to the pool. Are you referencing my Spinderella's hot looking makeup job I've done?
I'm taking to calling it like the Mad Hatters.
Oh yeah,
I have
think
no
I might
idea. That place.
Do it.
It looks so. No, don't do it. Don't redo it. It looks great. I mean, it's crazy, and like you're walking along, and turn this way, and you got to jump up this thing to get up to the next floor, and you didn't quite make it. Try again.
It's like living in a Mario Brothers level.
Yeah, or like an obstacle course.
Then I'll keep it because that kind of fits me. But so, and then I was inspired along with you, Lumina. Apparently we both had the same, brainwave come through because I had went to explore because this all stems from me living by angry beavers. I kill them, I get pelt, I make fur, and then I thought I have all this really heavy fur gear, I might as well go put it to work. So I went and I flew on a pterodon to the snow biome, and then I ended up taming a T-Rex. Well, Mossy and I did, and then I thought, well, where am I going to put this thing? Because I didn't even think about when you tame stuff on that mountain, like, hello, it's not the easiest thing getting them down the mountain. So I had to build a house for my Angelica, the T-Rex. So
yeah,
she's
it's just
chilling
hanging
up
out
there
on the cliffside. It's cool up there.
Yeah, it was quite a thing. The pillars and all that jazz, that'll be a later thingy for the Pimp My Hut. But my tip is build your main structures piece ahead of a time, like one piece at a time in a storage box, at least enough to build your main base. Like map out, do you want 12 foundations? Do you want 24 walls and X amount of windows? Put them in a storage box. I don't know if you're going to build on a ramp or on a raft. Like put a storage box on a raft and then take it at least to the coastline nearest to the side of where you're building if you're going inland, and then you can at least load that up on a Quetzal or an Argent or whatever you have that you're riding or flying to your new land, if you have one picked out or if you don't, because then at least if you're my point is, if you're actually outgrowing your area, the odds are that the area you pick is either going to be on a whim or you planned it ahead. So this makes it so much easier to land, throw your stuff down. So if you have to log, and if you especially if you play in a PvP server, while it takes you the time to run out and get your stuff, you're going to get jacked up, killed, murdered, stole, it's nice to have all of your stuff ready to just bam, 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 lay down and throw up your thing and not have to worry about any of that. So my tip is build your structures ahead, put it in a storage box, and then offload it into whatever it is, water or air or land that you plan on transporting yourself, because to me, that's been the easiest. And you don't obviously have to have all the pieces for the entire fort, but enough to either fit your dino if you're going to leave a dino there, do the math, figure out what you need, build it ahead of time, and then drop it off and you're good to go. So that would be my plan. Turk, our sleeping correspondent, Turk said, anybody want to, is Turk there first? Knock, knock, Turk.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, he's back. Did you take the kids to the pool, Turk? Because that was my guess.
No.
Just say it. Yeah, he did. So,
No.
Turk, we're to you, bud, on our main topic of the show. What is your moving, relocating info that you have to share?
No, I'm like, if you can relocate, get some plant X seeds and plant them some guns and secure your position before you come in and build.
That's amazing advice. That is amazing advice, Turk.
Well, I mean, problem up north is you have to actually irrigate those, don't you? Because it doesn't rain.
Well, you can do
if you put them in a large crop plot, you don't have to irrigate.
Yeah, we learned that in the winter holiday.
Yeah,
we thought that was...
It was cold then. Holy crap.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Did you, Chuck's on Xbox, were you playing Ark on back then in the winter holiday?
Yes, I was, but we did not actually get the whole winter thing.
Oh, that's right, because everything's delayed for you guys. You probably got it like Easter.
Like then, I think we were like a month and a half behind, I think, on updates or somewhere around in that area. I think we're pretty much even with you guys right now. I think you're still one update ahead of us.
Yep, I do think I read that you guys were just brought up to like 238.1 or something, patch 238-ish.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. Yeah, 238 I think is what it was.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, the snow actually will irrigate your crop plots.
Oh, good to know.
Yep. So
really good to know.
We did learn that the hard way, or at least by experimentation. Awesome tip, Turk, because that works on a PvE or a PvP when you're relocating, is just get up your defenses while you're building, because it sucks to have to look over your back all the time and let those species X take care of business for you. Anybody have anything to toss in before we hop on? Any tips for relocating and all that jazz?
I'll add something in there.
Okay.
I mean, if you're like I am, I tend to build real small when I'm starting out. I usually build like a 2x2 base to start until I start getting dinosaurs and everything. Really what I had to explain it to my dad, because my dad actually started playing with me.
Awesome.
You know, when you go to move, you want to make sure that you move somewhere maybe where you have enough room to expand as well, so that you're not, like if you build on a hill, you know, kind of account for where you're going to want to place stuff.
That's
just
a good
so
point.
You don't run out of room.
I tend to build on rocks a lot, so that definitely is, that comes into play too. Because it's not always easy to build up, like Mr. Lee Harvey can tell you. He's built the massive tower on our server. And so.
I was looking at Phantom stuff today, and I think his if you take his entire base as a whole, I think it's the biggest thing on our server.
Nope.
Phantom?
Are you talking about his base down at the beach?
Yeah.
No, it's not. I think with Lee's bridge and his base, it's got to be the biggest.
I'm on Phantom's
I don't know.
I'm with the Summoner of Fog.
Wait, mine's the biggest.
No, mine's the biggest. So punching trees. That's good advice, Chucks. Definitely scope out where you're going to build and make sure you have room to expand.
I need that wood.
I guess I'm punching some trees.
Let's move into more advice with our punching trees. This is where we share a tip for new players or new-ish players.
I actually just found this out. I never really did any of the cropping stuff, but was having a real hard time keeping poo around for the next batch of fertilizer. If you build an extra compost bin, you store your poo in it, and it'll last a lot longer. It's kind of like a refrigerator for your poop.
Awesome.
Who put fudge pudding in the refrigerator?
Luminen did. Luminen, do you want to share with us some info?
I was going to say it was probably Rocket.
Yeah.
I just put on here that if you're playing on a PvP server and you have issues with people stealing like everything you ever get together and you're like ready to build and the next day you get on it's all gone, you can place storage boxes underwater. So I mean if you're trying to hide stuff, like putting it under the floor and they still manage to find it, run down to the nearest body of water, whether it be a pond, a river, or the ocean. Ponds probably work best, especially the murky ones. Put all your valuables in it, and who in the world's gonna find a storage box at the bottom of a lake?
Right, that's good advice. We should utilize this in our For Science. Turk, you had a little bit to add to that.
No, I was just saying, as an early player, building a raft is really important but gathering 250 wood, you can carry that. So build a box in the water and place it and put your materials in it to build the raft. And build the raft in the water, place your raft.
That, when I read that, I thought this is awesome, and I wish I would have done that when I was a new player, because the other fear that I used to have is when I would gather all those materials and I would try to carry them out to the water, I thought, dang it, I know this is the one time that I'm going to get jacked up on my way to the water. They're going to eat me, they're going to eat my bag, they're going to eat everything I just made, they're going to eat my raft. And I'm just during that little walk from where I, put it all together and then walk to the water. Yeah, so that was.
Oh, I know. One of the first ones that I did, I wish I would have had this information, but, I had to walk to the water to get the boat in there. I had it all built finally, but I couldn't walk. So I had to drop the boat, walk 10 feet, pick it up, drop the boat, walk 10 feet. Oh, man. And just like you were saying, Sky, I just know someone's going to come by and eat me or steal my bag or whatever. But I finally got it in there. Just not very good planning on my part.
Oh, my God. That is something I think we all can relate to, is getting encumbered and having to drop and pick and drop and pick and drop and pick.
Oh, not Goon.
Oh, my God. That's a hot mess. Goon does
how do you move a body?
Yeah, Goon, he always ups his weight to like 10,000 or something crazy like that.
Oh, my God. What do you need all that weight carrying abilities for, Goon?
He's addicted to gathering.
I was going to say, does he have a bunch of bodies that he's trying to move? Dodo bodies.
I can carry about 500 stone.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
How do you unload a dump truck full of dead dodos?
Pitchfork.
Yep, with a pitchfork.
Oh my God. So, Goon, you had some tips for a new player?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone explains about, you've got your pick and your axe and what you can do with each. Usually when you have your pick, it's good for, like, you hit stone, you get a lot of flint with your pick. You use your axe for stone. And then also for your pick, if you hit trees, you'll get your thatch. Use axe, you'll get your wood. I don't know if anyone explained all that before or not.
We hadn't, and I thought about it, and I'm glad that you did. Yeah, that is good info, Goon, because, it does depend on meat intake as well versus hide and the thatch versus wood. So, good point. Moving on to Alpha Tips, where we have some tips for more experienced players or newbies going into the Alpha realm. So, Luminen, you want to get us started?
Yeah, let me break the ice. I put on here, embrace the cold. It's actually quite nice. And seriously, guys, if you get your torpor up, you want to get it probably above 30. 30 is your bare minimum with fur armor. Go up there. Like I was saying, I found out that there are berries up there. There's 3 types of bushes that give berries and fiber. Like I said, the only other thing I was really worried about getting was cementing paste. I have a beach down below me. I kid you not, I took a screenshot of it. There were probably 50 or 60 trilobites in a row, all lined up along the water. Just sitting there, just chilling. So, I mean, I've got saber-tooths surrounding me. Just go tame one of those, and I've got, 10 bajillion chitin and cementing paste coming out of my ears. So if you're looking to, like the main topic, you're getting kind of bored with the grind of your current base, tear it down or build a second base up north. It's a really big challenge up there, but as Turk would say, it's very rewarding up there. It really is.
Turk, your thing just disappeared. Are you not telling us about laying eggs anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting pretty freaking tired.
Okay. But, it's your turn if you want
to. My voice might be going bass and low. So, if your dinos don't lay eggs, breed them. Because the fertilized eggs are just as good as the regular ones.
All right. So, are you heading out then to bed, or were you gonna stay here?
I'm
stay
done.
Here? All right. Well, good night, Turk.
Good night,
Turk.
Give you a round of applause.
Good night, Turk.
We will pretend to be you the rest of the way through the episode.
All right. Later.
All right, bye. So who wants to be Turk? Who's Turk? We will
Some soul.
Some soul's gotta be Turk.
You just need to just slow down while you eat and make your foundations the way you want.
Okay, so are you taking...
He's trying the accent on.
Pretty much. He's trying.
You'll be Turk then.
Slow down.
All right. I had some server admin alpha tips, and Mr. Phantom helped me learn this. That was, if you have a server member, Phantom, who gets his... Do you want to tell me how you got your bird? Was it... How did you get your bird stuck in the ice cave? What was it? I can't remember.
I parked it outside, and I guess there was a bat that was glitched through the floor. So when I walked through, it attacked me, and my bird went after it, and when I came back, it was magically inside.
Which makes sense, because it was pretty much trapped. It could not come out. So he just wanted to see if I could, try to do some voodoo and fix that. So I did some research, and I ended up being able to fix Phantom's bird situation. And if anybody else has that problem as like a server admin, or like if you're playing on a single, your admin of your own server, your little single player private server, one of the tricks that you can do is obviously find the mount. So Phantom gave me the coordinates. I flew out to it. I found it. After I killed a bunch of angry beavers, I made me some more fur gear because I couldn't remember where I put my last fur gear. So I found it and flew out there, hopped on, and what you do is you activate your admin controls, do your tab key, enter your enable cheats, and then the space, and then put your password, your admin password, and then you will enter the cheat in your hit tab again, and then hit cheat space ghost. And then that will turn you into a ghost, and you can walk through anything on the island. And that included snowy mountains. So I walked through the mountain, and I mounted the bird, and then you can fly the bird out. But I would recommend, I had to walk through, because some things you can walk through. You'll have to turn into a ghost before you walk into the structure, and sometimes you don't have to. It's like you could crawl in on prone position, and then stood up and got on the bird, but I just went ghost. It hopped on the bird, fly the bird out, and you were not going to want to stay in ghost very long, because I was not joking, Phantom. I saw every layer of the world. I learned the hard way that you want to land immediately, but you can't land until you get out of cheat ghost mode, and you can do that by then hitting your tab button, entering the word cheat, space, and then walk. You have to be able to walk again. If you don't, and you try to land like a bird, what I was doing, I almost drowned it. It took me from the snow to the freaking ground, all the way down to the bottom of the freaking ocean on his freaking pterodon. And me and your precious pterodon almost died. We were down in the middle of the ocean. I'm like, see, you didn't know all the behind the scenes stuff. You were like, can you get my bird unstuck? And it was like an hour later, I'm like, okay, I got it. Once I got your bird dried off and delivered it with a new paint job, you got your bird back.
And she almost paid for it with her life.
Oh my god, I was dropped. Like, it was to the point where I was gurgling and I could see the surface, and I'm like, just a little bit longer, please. Oh, so I got him. But I was all chill, but I was like, yeah, man, I got your bird. Yeah, just dropping it off right here.
Ain't a
so
thing.
Yeah. But behind the scenes, it was quite a task. But now I know. So for anybody who needs to do that, that's how you do that. So all this jazz I just talked about is going to be in the show notes, and you can obviously Google it yourself, because that's how I got it in the first place. So, ta-da! Anybody have any alpha tips you want to throw in before we move on to Pimp My Hut?
I just want to say something real quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, so one of these days we're gonna have to come together and do one of those ice caves, because I've heard they're really hard. And a couple weeks ago we went down there with minimal gear, died 17 times. So yeah, we're gonna have to schedule something like that one day.
Okay, we can do that. We have our arena for this weekend. I put that on the calendar,
I saw that.
And then we can do that.
Lumen and I talked about that, about building a place right outside the cave, storing stuff in there. So we can place to run back to if we have to hide, put a bed in there, keep warm and stuff, fires.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. So moving on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Phantom.
I was gonna say the ice cave and the swamp cave both are really hard, but you could do it solo if you have 24 dimorphodons that are high level.
You have to have a pack of dimorphodons.
Man.
24 of them, man. That's ridiculous.
I love it.
The funny thing is I can see you doing it, man.
Oh yeah, Phantom would be like, hey, you'd have 47 of them. It's like it'd be like, hey, Esme, I got 47 of these dimorphodons stuck in this cave.
I'd be like, screw that. You're just gonna have to leave them.
Yeah, I'd be like, if I can't ride them, they're there. They're stuck. We're gonna have to go kill 47 Dimorphodons.
In the cave by the swamp, is there like toxic gas down in there if you go far enough? Well, I read something about certain caves have toxic, and if you use scuba gear to walk through the caves, you can breathe without having any injury.
Yeah, the swamp cave's got toxic gas in it.
Oh, I was thinking like Goon mowing down a bunch of chili going into the cave in Luminen.
Don't walk behind him. Keep your mouth closed.
Yeah, because you're gonna need some gas mask for that, right, Goon?
Well, they use the scuba gear is what I was told. One of the things I read about using scuba gear down in there so you can breathe without getting any hurt.
Oh, cool. That is an excellent alpha tip. So who wants to be the guinea pig and try it out? We'll stick the lame guy. Yep, you spoke up, the sick guy. We'll stick you in there first.
I was going to say Rocket, but yeah, okay, I guess.
You're the one that's on your last leg. We might as well sacrifice you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a good reset that'll do me.
Yeah. So moving on to Pit My Hut. Wow, it's Luminen! Get us started with your Pimp My Hut tips. This is where we share some building tips or tricks and anything along those lines. So, Luminen, you were first up to bat.
All right. Now, I know you guys have heard us talk about pillars. You always want to start from the lowest place first, and then stack up, and they'll adjust automatically to that lowest point, or to the highest point, however you want to say it. With foundations, it is not the case. You want to start in about mid-ground. I started building out up north, started at the lowest point, because that's what all the Turk usually says, and I ran into the problem where my foundations, they're too low. They're under the actual soil, and they won't snap anymore. So I'm having to readjust. I have to wall those up and replace all of them. And yeah, as I was saying, when you place foundations, start from mid-ground, and you're going to have to play with it a little bit. Same thing with the pillars. Great thing is that K key. If you scroll in and you in first person, stare at your feet, literally stare pretty much straight down, try to line yourself up, and then press K, zoom out, see what if you're flush with whatever you're trying to build with is, and then if you're not, press K again, and just bump the mouse just a little bit to the left or to the right to adjust, side to side, and then try again. Now you can move left, right, forward, and back while in K mode, but you can't turn. So this helps big time when you're trying to do mass building projects. When you get that first one perfectly lined up, place it. Do not exit K mode. Stay in K mode. Put whatever the item is in your hotkey, and then you can jump side to side. Just what is D to go sideways, or S? D.
Yeah. I think it's A and
just
D,
keep
right?
slamming those in there. You never have to worry about it lining up because you aren't technically angling yourself any different.
Yeah, I could add a little bit about laying foundations, because when I laid the foundation for that bridge, that was over a long distance with changing terrain.
Yeah.
And one good tip that figured out, I think Phantom was with me when we figured it out, was that if the foundations, if you're trying to reach a level surface, like at the top of whatever your structure is going to be, but your foundations won't lock to, we'll say, the one height of a wall, it wants to try and snap at halfway. What you can do is, instead of placing a foundation there, place a pillar there. It'll snap to the center of where that foundation would be, and then you can put a foundation after it, equally spaced, and it will usually, because it all matters on the contour of the land and the elevation you're trying to place your foundation or your pillar on. And basically by using a pillar in that spot, you're sort of tricking it so that you can drop a foundation that depth that you need to maintain your height that you're going to have at the top, so you can have a flat surface.
Well,
does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'll
have to try that.
And there's also a way you can use ceilings to extend that, like the stone ceilings. You lay down the pillar, and then you can attach a ceiling. It'll snap to the sort of the center of the pillar, but it'll snap level with the previous foundation. And for some reason, that seems to make the computer think that there's another foundation farther out, so you can stretch a structure that's over your head out farther before you bring down another pillar. That's how I was able to get an equal spacing between all of the pillars on the bridge, especially when it came to building up that really steep cliff side. If I was to take away a lot of those walls, you can see in there, and there's a weird conglomeration of foundations and pillars and ceilings, and it looks like a screwed up broken dog leg sort of up inside there. But it worked. That's what I had to do to get that foundation to stretch across, or the ceilings to stretch across the top, so that I could have the road deck for the bridge.
I was wondering exactly how you did that, so I'm glad that you shared that, because when I went to check out that bridge that you did, I was like, how the hell did he do this bridge?
Yeah, come by sometime and I'll take apart one of those walls, and you can see in there.
It is
especially
awesome.
At that steep, and yeah.
Yeah, that was quite an extensive project.
Yeah, me and Goon were wondering the same thing. You trying to build a little bridge across the lagoon.
It was perfect. So, Goon, you are our Turk correspondent.
Yeah, when building on raft, you need to build out as far as you can with foundation, and then place your thatch ceilings out. Now place more foundations directly underneath the ceiling. And then you can destroy the thatch, and the foundations will stay. And just rinse and repeat until as far out as you want to go. Now this will increase how far out you can go, since they're only limited by 2 wide from the foundation.
I didn't know Turk was back.
I know, right? I thought he sounded so tired when he left, but he must have had a second wind. But Chucks, you have some tips for Pimp My Hut?
Yeah, little trick I just figured out. I knew you guys could do it in the PC version. I wasn't aware that you could do it on, console version. But you can actually flip your foundations and walls and everything. I was always trying to, nudge where I was pointing to try and get everything to fit together correctly. You can hit your E key, I believe is what it is, on the PC version, or the Y button on your Xbox controller, and that will actually flip your walls, your fence foundations, anything that's really got a snap point on it, pretty much.
Awesome.
Turk added a note to be careful flipping walls. If there are multiple snap points on an object, some walls or ceilings will end up having gaps. I didn't even realize that. I primarily use the flipping situation for placing fence foundations. I know with wood foundation, the fence foundations, there's like a little cutout on them, so you can kind of tell if they're facing the right way or if they're not. That's really the only reason I choose to use it. Other than that, everything else pretty much snaps together correctly.
You were lucky, because, it's a 50-50 with me, I've noticed. When I'm trying to put up a wall, I'll have to definitely utilize that E flip. And then for, like you said, for the Xbox, it's the Y button. So that's pretty neat, because we would have never known that. So it's a good thing that you have come to join us to translate our weird foreign terms.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had
I heard you, City, but what'd you say, City? Because I didn't hear what you said, but I heard your
Oh, I said that's just crazy.
Crazy.
The Y and the E and Xbox and all that.
Yeah,
it's too much.
It's out of
for
his. Yeah, it's out. His brain's fried already.
Madness.
I had to actually look up the key conversions from because I was watching the YouTube videos of guys doing it, and I'm like, well, I don't have an E key on my controller. What's so I ended up looking up what the equivalents, what my buttons were compared to your guys' standard layout buttons, and having to go through a big long list of everything to figure out what my actual E key technically was.
Well, you are saving a lot of people right now. Cause you are saving a lot of people here, Chucks. This is a thing.
What was that?
What was wrong?
Too?
Yeah, there was a weird noise. It sounded like
anything.
somebody stifled a burp.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I never even heard it. That's weird.
I thought it was you,
burping?
Esme.
No, I ain't got nothing to hide. I'll burp right here if I got to. But what I'm not hiding is my spray painter. Because I am in love with the spray painter. Do you guys use that, or have you? Yeah, Lee, you said you had, right, or no?
Have you seen my base? I painted my entire base.
See, I did. Yes, I did, but I didn't know you used a spray painter. But I did see your paint job on the community forge on the volcano. I do like.
Oh
what
yeah,
you
I did that too.
That turned out good. So you used the spray painter on that?
Oh yeah, it's way too easy.
Painted the Antlio.
God, that's awesome. What's that?
Yeah,
What's
someone
that,
started
Rocket?
painting the dinos up there pink.
No, not me.
I didn't do that. Wait, no, maybe I did. Was there an inky? Wait a minute. Was there an inky that had a ball of spikes and it may be purple or pink? I don't know. You know what? I think I did some, but I think Cole, who's MIA right now, Cole, he painted Volcano Andy purple.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Missing.
Yeah, we did everything Volcano Vince, Volcano Andy, depending on what they are and what gender they were. But yeah, I finally was putting some finishing touches on our community arena, and I was having a blast building underneath, because Luminen and I were like trying to, have some different ideas, and I thought maybe a locker room would be cool, because if you're going there to fight each other or fight bosses, you might want to drop off some stuff or have a place to drop off some stuff. So below the actual arena, I used the greenhouse walls, and then I painted everything black and red. And then I made the unfortunate decision of putting a beer barrel in there too, but that's another story for another day. You could get so much stuff painted out of one little chunk of paint, as opposed to doing a stupid paintbrush. Like, that one little slab of paint will last forever. And then the paintbrush, I felt like I had like 5 swoops, and then it was next.
Yeah.
So I love it. That definitely has made a huge impact for pimping your hut. Definitely, when you can upgrade, you get the spray painter at level 60, so you do have to rough it out, or if you have a buddy that can make one for you. It does 30 engram points, but it's awesome. And you can actually, and I did not know this, it says you hold your alt fire, and then the default is the right mouse button, and then you use the number keys 1 through 6 to select which color regions that you wish to paint, because I, for some reason, did not know this, and everything was red, so I wasn't really going through the different regions. So you can swap your colors in and out, but I would just recommend starting with one color and doing it, and then, going down that way. But it was awesome. And then for our buddy Chucks, for the Xbox users, the color regions are selected actually by pressing the LT plus the D-pad for regions 1 through 4, and then the LT plus the LB. I'm totally speaking a different language. I'm cheating right here. And then the X or Y is for regions 5 and 6. But because you won't remember this, just check the show notes, or you can Google it, or go to Gamepedia, the little Ark thingy.
Yeah, that's so much extra stuff.
Right? You're like, I don't want to have to do that. Do you paint at all on Xbox?
I absolutely refuse to be honest.
Is it a pain in the butt then?
Even using the paintbrush, it's terrible. It takes so long.
That sucks, because that sucks that you guys are hindered by that, because it's so much fun to be able to do that.
Like the official servers, nothing is painted at all.
Oh my god, I wonder if there's a way they can simplify that. I'm sure there has to be.
I was going to ask if you could get a wireless mouse and keyboard that you can use on an Xbox.
I know keyboard, we can use keyboards. I don't know if a mouse we'd be able to use, because I know a lot of the guys that I play with on the official servers, for the text chat and everything, they use keyboards rather than having to use their controller to scroll through a on-screen keyboard to type a message in.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize, and that's another thing. I'm really glad that you could join us, because we just take for granted what we could experience in the game versus what people on a different platform cannot at this point right now. So I do hope in case you didn't know, maybe actually the Ark devs would actually listen to this, because they just started following us on Twitter. So maybe they will listen to this right here, Chuck. So be the voice of your nation.
Please make painting easier. Please.
Yeah, because it is definitely an aspect of the game that does bring enjoyment to, us, obviously. And it's a really cool way to be able to personalize stuff. And that's so poo that you log into an official server and you don't even, nobody's even utilizing it, because it's such a pain in the butt to do. So hopefully there's some hope on the horizon for you guys. We do have a little bit of news coming in from our blanket correspondent. He has muted his mic. He's heading out. He's not feeling so hot. So does anybody want to pretend to be Luminen?
Well, I was going to say about the painting thing. I had a little tip to add to that is you can paint while you build. So to save yourself the time of going back and having to paint a bunch of difficult to reach spots on a building, just load up your paint sprayer, and you can keep it in hand, and then as soon as you place an object, just hit it real quick with the spray gun and paint it whatever color you want and move on, and it makes it so much easier. I wish I had realized that a lot earlier.
That is true too, because I did learn that but I didn't have that option underneath the arena because stuff was already in place. But it is so hard if you don't, because I didn't have a bird that I could get in there and lift up to try to get those areas. So I definitely see the necessity of doing it the way you said, to build it as you go, because yeah, especially in a situation like yours where how many levels was yours? 19 levels? Yeah, 19 levels high. Like, you don't think about that. You're like more engrossed in thinking, oh, 19 levels high, but once you go to actually paint it, you're like,
Yeah. Well, I found, like, for most of it, I could reach what I needed to paint from the inside of the building, but there were some places up high that I just couldn't. And maneuvering a Quetz with a platform on its back around a building is not that easy, especially if it's got a lot of points put into its movement speed. It likes to over travel, so you'll end up sailing right past, and then you come back and you smack into it, and then you start to slide down to the front end of it or whatever. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I agree.
To remember too is when you jump into something's saddle, or you climb a ladder, or anything that makes you put away whatever item you have in your hand, it'll reset whatever your color regions are that you have them set. So like if you're going around painting walls and you've got, color regions 1 and 2 enabled and the rest disabled, when you get onto the Quetz to move it into position and then you get off again so that you can paint, you're going to have to reset, re-enable color 2. 1 is always on by default.
And you definitely would know this after painting your base. Your base is huge. It's crazy.
It took me hours to paint my
and
stuff.
many expletives, I can imagine.
Yeah.
How many times did you nerd rage during the process?
Oh, man. Like, you damn Quetz.
I know. Like, I'm going to drown you if you do this one more time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it wasn't mine, so I couldn't kill it. But
oh, okay. That's probably the best way to go. So has anybody helped? And do you have any more Pimp My Hut tips before we move on to our mod spotlight?
I like paint too.
Yeah, he's got a cool American flag on the roof of his building.
I saw that. That is awesome. Moving on to mod spotlight. So, Turk, you have a mod that you want to spotlight during our mod spotlight segment.
Yeah, there's a big rap by Uncle P. Big Rap 2000 structure limit. Same size, but faster and has reverse. The Dino Barge 3000 structure limit. 10 times bigger than vanilla rap, but can't carry platform dinos. Beware of things, dinos falling through floors during a server restart.
Right on.
You're so funny.
Sunday.
Yeah, the reverse on that raft is pretty damn cool. I can attest to that.
The what is?
The reverse, when you go backwards.
We can reverse? I'm making a list, and we got to put some of these mods on our island server. Do you have mods? I don't know anything about Xbox, Chucks. Do you have...
Oh, we have no mods.
Oh, okay.
I think the only game currently that's even... Fallout 4 was going to be the first game for console to really support mods, and we haven't heard anything about any mod support yet, and I've been out forever.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the construction kit to be released for the PC.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this definitely is another world to you, too, that you haven't really got to dabble in.
Well, I mean, I keep up with all the mods and everything, on YouTube and everything like that, so... Like, I had just seen the Valhalla map. It's awesome. It's massive. I would love to be able to play on it. I definitely think that the developers for Ark, they should definitely take a couple of these modded maps, per se, and possibly add them in and let us be able to download them. I mean, I'd be willing to spend more money even to download the extra maps.
Yeah, because they just took in the center as an official mod now, so that's cool. So I wonder if down the road that they might turn
we have the option, like, where there's a box, basically, where you have a map selection, but obviously the only map that's there currently is, the island.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're planning on adding maps just because the option's there to possibly select more maps, but we only have one option currently.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, more official maps will be cool.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to Taming Pen.
That's the most powerful tranq gun on the market, huh? Got her in Mexico. Cool. Yeah, it is cool. They say it can puncture the skin of a rhino from 100... Ow! Oh! Yes! That's awesome!
Who wants to pretend to be Luminin?
Go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
didn't know Luminen left.
Luminen left. He put in our chat that he said something. He said, "I'm headed out. Someone can be me if they want. I adjusted my notes to make more sense." He must have, because he wasn't feeling good as it was, so he must have just called it quits. And plus, he has to work tomorrow, I think, too. So being sick and have to wake up early is gonna kind of kick his butt.
Okay, well, I'll read his tip then.
All right, you will be Luminen.
It's for the taming pen. He was talking about the Argentavis. He says they're slow and stocky, but they're great pack animals. And I can attest to that. I use mine as a pack animal all the time. Sometimes it's just easier, especially if you have like an ascendant tool that you're using for whatever you're going to gather, to just have your Argentavis floating around behind you. And as you're gathering your materials, you just turn around and load them up into its inventory. It's too easy. And they generally start with a pretty high carry weight, don't they?
Yeah, pretty. I think definitely a higher rate than the Terras.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they're just really slow.
Yeah, but you can actually get them going pretty fast. Like I've got one. It's my favorite. It's Maven the Raven, because she's all black.
Awesome.
She's level 208, and I got her at 177. I want to say 177. I got her from Rocket. Let's see, my carry weight's 604, and I've put a few points into it, but mostly I've been putting points into movement speed, and it's at 177, and she actually goes about as fast as mid-level Pteranodon.
Oh, cool. So you definitely
yeah.
get the best of both worlds as close as you can. But yeah, it definitely makes up, especially with what we were talking about earlier with just relocating in general. So.
Oh yeah, and they've got a incredible amount of stamina. So you can fly them, if you put enough points in their movement speed, you can fly around the island all day, barely having to stop for, recharges.
Okay, just gotta do this one thing and I'll be done. What do you mean I can't do it? It's not letting me do it? I just want to do this one thing. Man, this stuff stresses me out.
Enraged, do you want to share something you would like to see changed, or something that you have seen the community seems to dislike? Chucks, get us started. It looks like you got some wiping involved.
Oh, so like I said, I recently started playing on a PvP server. Managed to, everybody in the tribe, make it to about level 20. And then some new characters logged on, and we were battling back and forth, basically just shooting bows at each other. They allianced with an alpha tribe and ended up completely wiping our base out. The entire 20 levels worth of work, which is a lot because bonus, not bad on the official servers.
Oh my god, on an official.
Then we ended up moving. And then this is where the whole nerd rage came in. We moved to the southwest corner of the map. So completely opposite side of the map. And they came and wiped us out again.
Oh my god. How many are in your tribe?
There is 4 of us. And there was only 3 of them, and we were like triple their levels.
So they had to have help. That's what you're.
Oh yeah, there's no question about it.
There's no way.
There was.
What? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine. Go ahead.
It just seems, it's sad to me that it seems like PvP, no matter what the game, sort of attracts those kind of players. They can't be bothered to let somebody try and play. They want to smack everybody down as soon as they can. Yeah, it's driven me away from a lot of games.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. Like, I used to be big into the PC MMOs and everything, and it was like, well, I'm putting all this work into everything, and there's always someone better than you, It seems like you're always getting, wiped out by someone else, and you're having to start over. Yeah, you got your levels and anything you've unlocked, so to speak, but you still have to start over. It's, from some aspect in the game. But,
yeah. Especially especially being on an official PvP server, it is even worse. I can speak to that further on in our For Science. I feel your pain, dude. I feel your pain. but man, so what happened now? Like, I feel like I need to know. Like, when you guys moved the second time I got wiped, like, what happened?
He actually ended up alliancing with the second biggest tribe. They're also an alpha tribe. And then they are trying to alliance with, like, the number 3 tribe. And we have come to the conclusion that we just need to completely wipe out the number 1 alpha tribe off of the server.
Oh, yeah.
That will be epic, dude.
Yeah,
Keep us posted.
Yeah, good luck. I hope you do.
It's definitely
keep
going to
us
get
posted.
Twitch streamed and everything.
Do it. Let me have it, and I will shed some light on that.
But just watch. Once you guys finally wipe them out, then your guys' alliance will fracture, and you'll have somebody else come up as the alpha tribe and start screwing everybody else.
Well, I'm completely fine with it. I won't have, be holding a grudge against them.
Yeah. Just get the main offenders, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Get the jackholes that took you down in the first place.
Yeah, the server that we actually play on, there's articles all over Reddit about the Alpha Tribe.
Wow.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the server I play on now used to be like the number 1 server for PvP, and I guess it was like 5 tribes that came together to make an Alpha Tribe, and like the main guy that runs the tribe is kind of just a big old douchebag type deal. And he was like, oh, we're just going to kill everybody. And that was basically the tribe's goals in the game, was just to kill everybody and make everybody's gaming experience terrible.
Wow. So they like chase people off that server? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cindy.
No, I'm sorry. What was that server name?
It is it's North America, which is broken down to NA official PvP 105.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw the tribe name under the bus too. It's the Ark Police.
The irony, right?
Right.
Total irony, man. Not the Ark Mafia, but the Ark Police.
The second biggest tribe is called the Ark Mafia too.
What?
I swear.
Wow.
So you're banding with the Ark Mafia to take out the Ark Police?
That must be a sleeper cell then.
Lovely.
That is crazy. Wow, definitely keep us up to date on your adventures. We'll make a segment for you.
You guys should rename all your tribes in your alliance to like different crime family names,
Oh
like...
my god. This totally reminds me. I read this. Okay, it's on topic with what the PvP thing, but this one guy was pretty much similar. He got on this server, PvP server, and he got so tired of getting wiped, he started screwing with the minds of his attackers by naming his animals. He would wait and watch in global the names of the tunes and the characters that were coming up, and he started naming his animals those names, and then he would have that animal kill people, and then it turned the tide, and I was like, this is brilliant.
That is awesome.
That's epic.
I know. So there you go. Try that, dude. Get your enemy tribe and name all of your pets the names of the enemy tribe if they're even stupid enough to talk in global. Start doing that. Oh my god.
They're on there all the time talking.
Oh my god. So then when you then kill the other little lobies and then it turn the wave from the inside out. It was brilliant. I was like, oh, this person's amazing. So yeah, definitely awesome. But moving on to
dissension among the ranks.
Yes, exactly. It's anything, divide and conquer. That's how you do it. Moving on to Luminen. So we need our Lehman. Lehman, step up to bat.
Okay. Apparently he's pissed off that birds can't dive or touch water. So they can't dive into water or touch it.
Yeah.
What do real birds do? Well, terras eat fish. Some real birds go in the water, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're thinking about 500-pound freaking Argentavises and stuff here. I can see where they wouldn't be very good swimmers.
I could see where they could dive in though and grab something out of the water. Like the actual water wouldn't make them shrivel up and be fly away like they do right now.
Yeah.
I can feel Lehman right on this thingy. I can feel this.
I've been able to grab stuff out of the water like beavers on my RG.
Yeah, I've tried to grab stuff out too, and if they're really close and you can get close without actually touching it, you can snatch stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can see where it's frustrating when you hit the water and you get thrown off, but it doesn't seem unrealistic to me.
Oh, right. So, Turk, okay, that's you, Goon, stepping up to, what's pissing you off, Turk?
Well, like I talked about at the beginning of the show, gotta beware there's someone painter on the loose is painting stuff on the island. Somehow my gorilla had his nipples painted purple. And I can't say who it was. We talked about it earlier, and we found out who might have been. I just thought I'd throw it down here too.
You did an amazing job.
We're gonna start calling him Ape Nipples.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was Aples, right? You came up with. Yeah, somebody's trying to frame me, paint nipples and all. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Nah, I know it wasn't you.
Nipples.
All right, I'll ask. What color were they?
Yeah, what color were they?
They were purple. Maybe
All right. Got some purple nips. I'm going on to Through the Spyglass. Chucks, what do you have planned in your future gaming this week on the island?
Hopefully this week I will be purchasing a new Xbox One so that I can host a unofficial server. I kind of got everything figured out in my head as far as what I want all the settings to be, so that everybody can enjoy themselves and everything.
Yeah, that definitely is key because I played on the PvP, PvEs, and it is nice to be able to have some rules, and I understand when people are like, well, you can't, no offline raiding and, no griefing and stuff like that. If you can find a nice balance, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So keep us updated on that and see what your progress is, if it's something that you decided to go forward with or something you decided to not. We have a Goon, which is actually Turk. Turk, what do you got planned through the Spyglass? What are you working on?
Well,
I don't know what you're saying, Turk.
I just hear.
I keep every time I hit my Z button, it's put.
So then stop hitting your Z button.
That's my push to talk.
Good lord.
Click out into the open space first.
Yeah, blow on it. City, where's your blow?
All right, there we go. Okay, well, what I've been working on is I'm going to install Stargate portals, Atlantis portals. I started doing it on our island today. I got them up in different areas around the caves today, and I'm going to get them all over the island so people can go there. You can go with your dinosaur. You can just take everything with you. You don't have to take anything off. You go right up to the portal, and boom, you're across the island with your whole dinosaur and everything with you. I've gotten some up today. I'm not sure where I have them up yet right now, but I'll tell you more about it next week.
Oh, right there, Turk. Appreciate that feedback right there. We're going to go into For Science. This is our new segment. Somebody's breathing deeply into the microphone.
Sorry, that time it just slipped down in front of my nose.
Oh, okay, you're like...
I was looking down.
Leaving in.
That was that's a weird experiment. I don't know. But we're moving forward. This is our new segment. It is where we are going to actually highlight things that we're trying new. That could be a new server, a new aspect of the game, new areas that you're exploring, maybe items that you're trying out, taming technique, anything new or for science. That's what we are adding in. So, City, what have you been experimenting with this week?
Well, in game, I've been experimenting with Turk on the Valhalla server he has set up, and I can attest that it is a very big island. Things are in different locations as far as the snow and volcanoes are active. There's arena already set up, floats in the sky, and the Stargate portals were set up this afternoon, and they work just like the movie Stargate. You go to the console, you plug in some coordinates, the little lights light up around the portal thing, and then that big I don't know what you want to call it, comes shooting out through the portal, and then you can walk through it. It's kind of cool. But things are getting checked out, and he's got it at 2 times, I think, so the grind is a little bit slower. And before I go, I want to say on the PvP science project, I could have swore I saw the Ark police talking on that server as well. And that's why I was asking Chuck's what server it was on. But I don't know what the official server, if that's 105 or not. You guys might know that more. And dum.
All right. Sounds good, City. How about you, Turk? Can you tell us a little bit more about your server?
Oh, Valhalla is awesome, man. It's got a dungeon, there's an active volcano, there's ruins, there's a waterfall, hidden cave base locations. It's just amazing. You guys gonna try it sometime. I'll have to invite you over.
I'll be there.
Yes, that is a server that Turk has recently opened, and right now, like City said, they are testing out he did the opposite. When we did the island, we decided to do minimum mods, maximum uptime, and stability, where now he dove in head first, and he's doing, Valhalla, filled it with mods, loaded it up. So we have kind of the best of both worlds right now. So that's what everybody's kind of testing out right now. So he did put the new connection info for that in our Anouk, and I will include that in the show notes too. So you guys can come and join us if you'd like to try that map out too. So yeah, how long did it take you to get a flyer, City? I know you were mentioning that you just got a bird to start exploring.
Yeah, I did. I actually, got all the trank arrows I was just making, to the point where I could make a trank arrow. I think I had 4 of them. I walked outside after I made them, and I just had a bow. I didn't have a crossbow. And there's a level like 12 pterodon sitting there. So I thought, oh, what the heck? Boom. One shot at him right down. So that I'm like, shit, I can't even make a saddle yet or anything. I don't have any materials. So I told Turk I took him down, and he said he'd work with me to help saddle him up. So we ground out that afternoon and got him saddled, and so I was able to fly around, and that helped a lot. I don't even think you can make a saddle until you're like 35 or something. I don't know. But,
oh, wow. All right, because I was wondering, because dinosaurs are actually more spaced out from what I understand, from what I've heard about Valhalla. Everything's bigger and further apart.
Yeah, it's so far what I've been able to see, that it seems to be that way for sure. Like I said, I just got this flyer. Doesn't have any stam in him at all. So when I'm flying around checking out the island, I can't go very far. I gotta land, right, and blah blah blah. So I haven't got very far, but I am slowly doing that. It's kind of fun in its own way of kind of starting over on a voluntary basis and grinding up a little bit. It's not bad.
Awesome. So at least I have one of my cohorts here that my fellow experimenters, Mr. Goon, not the Turk Goon, but the real Goon. We have a little bit of our own experiment going on, right?
Yeah.
Have you logged in recently to see if you're live?
No, not today. I was alive yesterday.
I think you are still alive because I logged in right before the show because out of curiosity. But we actually wanted to expand our reach into the other areas of Ark because we're all nice and cozy and cushy on our PvP unofficial servers, or a PvE unofficial servers. So we don't really have to experience all the other stuff that goes on. So we thought we would actually throw ourselves into that other stuff this past Friday. So Goon and I and Luminen and Cole and Codename Balls and Amarachi.
I can't not laugh at that.
There was, how many of us? Was there like 5 of us? Was that it? I think so.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, 5 of us. We put it up on the event. We didn't really give that much of a notice, so we apologize. You are more than welcome to join us. City's joined us since then. But what we decided to do first off was to go in and dive into an actual official PvP server. And we didn't last very long on that because, like Chuck was alluding to, man, you hit a tree, you get 3 thatch, maybe. Like, you die before you get... So I can actually understand how pissed off... I would be pissed off. I would be going for blood if I was Chuck's and Chuck's tribe on that official PvP server. because, oh my God, like you spent so much time like grinding that stuff up for your base, because they don't mess around with the official settings.
No. Like our bases we built were made out of, they were stone too. So,
oh my God.
you know, having to go around and pick up one stone at a time off the ground, or maybe getting like 4 or 5 out of a boulder or something.
It's crazy.
Takes forever.
Totally forever. So much forever that we said, peace out, we ain't doing this crap. Like, because we were like, no, we had enough taste in our bad mouth that bad taste in our mouth, we didn't really, no, not doing this anymore. Yeah, some of us were willing to want to keep, stick it out a little bit longer, but Cole and I were like, yeah, this is a bunch of crap. I died, and I died again, and I died again. I was like, hey, you guys, while you're not dying, I think I'm going to go over here. I think what's really freaked Amarachi out was when he saw people locked in cages. I want to say that's when he knew.
That is the worst.
Yeah, he knew we were no longer in Kansas. He was like... dude, there's people in cages over here. Like, it really started to freak him out.
That is crazy. I've thought about that before. I'm like, I don't know how people can play like that.
Oh man.
I'm always waiting to log in to wake up in a cage with handcuffs on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to be in a cage because then you can kind of wait to poop and then you can just eat it basically and die and respawn and everything. But if you got handcuffs on, you're not gonna die.
Right, you're not. Which is, yeah, I think I had talked about that before, because they were like, well, yeah, they put that in for your little scapegoat, but no, if you have your hands, unless you have an IV from your rectum up to your mouth, I mean, you're pretty much out of luck.
That's so disgusting.
But it's a thing. Like, I'm sure they'll come out with the next patch.
A poop tube.
It's you! The poop tube! Oh my God! Oh, see, you acted all appalled and then you took another notch. So pretty much, yeah, we bailed on that, and we found an unofficial PvP server where I'm not gonna name it right now because right now we're like level 20. We're pretty much like what Chucks was describing. Goon, do you want to chime in right now? Like, what was your first thoughts on our experiment? Like, what was your thingy?
Oh, it was fun. It's I think it was 10 times gathering.
Yeah.
So the funniest part for me was our fearless leader, Bobbert, was telling everyone, yeah, all right, you got to stick together, everyone. You got to think of we're a tribe. We got to do everything together. So the music played, and once that music played, Bobbert was gone. Everyone else has their spears out, looking around. Bobbert's out in the woods.
Aww.
I might be Bobbert.
Yeah, so Bobbert's togetherness didn't last very long. As soon as Danger popped up, he's like, screw you guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah, Bobbert's my alter ego when I play on PvP servers. I make the biggest badass looking man possible, and I make my neck like 3 people wide, and I just...
Yeah, I always go the opposite whenever I find a game that you can alter the body and everything. I always try to make them as small as possible. Yeah, a smaller target. You're less likely to get hit.
Oh, is the hitbox a thing on Xbox as much as? Oh,
yes,
okay.
It is.
Oh, okay. Because I've heard
that's why I was tiny.
See, you went not me. It's over your head. Because you had the scrawny body with the same exact face as me. And I have the big, huge, monstrous body with your face. So we figured out we were separated at birth. Yeah, man, I didn't stick around. You guys wanted to hang out in the open and make a 90 million hats. And I said, peace out. I'm getting into the woods. You guys are on your own. and then, I swear to God, it was hilarious.
And you're yelling at us to stick together, right? We're a tribe. Gotta do things for each other.
No,
while she's hiding off in the woods.
Yeah, but once I realized you guys were like a hot mess making hats out in the middle of the open, I was like, get out of here. So, and then I come up on somebody's trike, and I thought, so this is how noob I was on this whole, I found a trike and it was knocked out. Like, it was already knocked out. And I was like, just take it. Maybe a scorpion. That is how dirt-to-dirt PvEers we are. We're like, maybe a scorpion. Scorpion knocked it out. No, what I'm starting to think now, in retrospect, like I think back, I think I stole somebody's tape because of the PvP server.
Yeah, good possibility you did.
And that might be why they hunted me down and killed my ass, because I was approached by 2 men in the woods. I didn't make it out.
Yeah, I've watched like the same thing happen with a Brano. Someone came up and stole all the narcos out of
Oh
it,
my god.
and yeah, they got wiped out.
Oh
like
my.
20 minutes later, they were gone.
Well, we definitely were being hunted. That was the thing. That's why I had to. I'm sorry, Goon Man. I had to leave you behind. We were getting picked off one by one. We're in freaking TeamSpeak, right? And we were like, "Oh my god, I'm dead! Oh, there's some person on a raft. Oh, they're dead." And like, I logged in today. Somehow we are all still alive, but Cole was murdered by another person, like an enemy, because Cole. We drug Cole. See. We actually, the group got Cole's body safely to a thatch hut in our little area. And Cole, somebody got in and killed him through the night within this past week. So, and we did lose my cornflake trike, the one that I did jack off from somebody, apparently. I think that's what really happened.
You know what you just said.
Yeah, I think, it's not like trikes just fly out from the sky. I do think that I inadvertently stole somebody's tame, and I do think that they hunted me down, and I do think that's why I was murdered multiple times by this man in underwear with a bow. And I do think Cornflakes had a nice life. He lasted about a week, and he got took out by a Spino. That's what the tribe log said today. So far, our status on our experiment is we are all alive. Cole has been killed. But right now, Luminen had this really awesome structure. It's a 3-story little box. It almost looks like an apartment because none of us are a higher level right now to make hatches or the little hatch. So we have to go out to get to the next level, which is a little hindersome. But I logged out in the center, so then everybody else's bodies is hanging out the bottom. So we had I think me and there's 2 of us that are chilling up top. And then there's like a group of bodies hanging out the bottom right now. But so far we're holding on. Nobody's found us in the woods yet. But what some of the tips I was going to say, obviously Chuck's going to attest to this. We learned right away, PvP server is no mercy.
Yeah.
You are always looking over your shoulder at all times. Hi.
You're the only one that screamed.
Yeah, I will tell you, I turn into a pirate and I say every word under the sun when I PvP because I lose my mind. I'm a sailor and I make no apologies because I'm in war mode and nobody talks like kittens and butterflies when you're at war. I learned that I have a horrible pirate side of me that comes out.
But you have some high-pitched screams coming out of you too.
Man. That's why I don't watch scary movies, dude. My imagination is crazy. So I like totally engross myself in the game, and that's what PvP, and no matter what game I play it in, it's like crazy for me. But build out a site, make it look like you have nothing, even though you might have a lot. Like it's that house that you drive by and it looks like absolute crap from the outside, but it might be loaded with gold on the inside. That's how you want to make your stuff. Do you think that will help, Chucks? Have you?
I'm as far as PvP goes, until I unlock like stone tier stuff, I won't even build anything because it's just gonna get knocked down. The damage is rated so high on like thatch. Like I think like if you hit a thatch wall with a pickaxe, I don't know what the difference is between Xbox and version, but it does like 20 damage to a wall. So you're knocking down a wall after I think it's like 20 swings or something like that. So it's like it's almost useless to build anything until you unlock stone.
Yeah, I think that's why what we have going for us now is Lumen and Artie. I think the group was throughout the week upgrading to stone. So luckily, and our little thatch hut that we had Cole's body hanging out in did get killed by another player. So I went and looked for it and I couldn't find it. So that's probably the case. They probably just went and chopped it all up and took Cole with them. Yep. So I don't know where Cole's at right now.
But yeah, another thing I noticed, did you guys all, obviously you probably started a tribe?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's you'll definitely draw a little bit more attention to yourselves. That's, personal experience, what I've noticed. They tend to leave single players alone a little bit more than rather low-level tribe people.
That is such a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Like when we first got on, started the tribe right away, just to get that shared experience.
Right.
But I mean, it's so small when you're first starting out. The amount of experience that you actually get, it's like 0.075 experience get. So it's like it's almost not even worth it. The extra attention you're going to draw to yourself by having like a tribe tag next to your name.
That is a good point, because that leads me to what I was going to say next. Do not clown it up in global. Not going to name any names. We have Coldman Balls. was instantly hit global talking craziness, and we're like, no, don't do that. Oh man, instantly the admin of the server was like, oh. I'm like, no, don't do that. So I had Bobber had to go in there and be like, hey man, we're gonna take this guy out and drown him if he does that again, like try to just appease them because they're like, you haven't learned your lesson, and somebody just like you just, like apparently there was another clown on the server that just got axed, and apparently we were next in line. So we have tried to keep quiet. So I just tell everybody, don't talk in global. I did learn that from a previous PvP server. Like, you don't really want to, unless you obviously have a foothold. But when you're like us, we don't.
Yeah, you definitely want to draw as little amount of attention as you possibly can when you're first starting out.
Codename did not do that. He kept, there's a man on the beach, let's all go kill him.
He was crazy. Trying to not chop down trees around us. We went and jumped into the woods as fast as we could because like our fellow tribe mates were being picked off by people on a boat that were going up and down the coast. What were some of your experiences, Goon?
Did have one guy fly in on a Pterodon. He was a level 90. I think he shot Codename, but Amarachi was laying on the ground begging for his life. Didn't touch him.
So do you find that begging works, Chucks? Have you found that to be...
It did for him.
Yeah, it worked for Amarachi that night. Amarachi, bless his heart, he lives in Cyprus. He had to get up at 4 or 5 a.m. to play with us last Saturday. So he was all pumped. I can't tell you... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I can't tell you. He said that he thought we were going to go in and just own the place. And I knew that we were going to go in and be running for our lives because I had played on PvP before. And he had it. And he said he was humbled immediately. He did not realize how much we were going to be always looking over your shoulder. You were always going to be begging for your life. And when he saw those people in those cages, that was like, whoa. So that's why we decided to do this was, being able to identify with other areas of the game. So what were you going to say?
About the whole, one thing I've also noticed is you definitely don't want to ask anybody for anything because then, you tend to look like a beggar and that you don't have anything. So it's also, back to the same thing. Don't draw any more attention to yourself. Then draw more attention, you're more likely to be killed off and stay to yourself until you get to a higher level and everything.
Yep, that seems to be the name of the game. So we'll keep everybody posted to see how long we're actually lasting. So
we did have 2 level 10 come in and try to kill us.
Oh, was that when I was on?
Yeah, you were out in the woods somewhere.
Oh yeah, I was in safe
trying to find your way home.
Yeah, I was out in BFE.
Yeah, they came at us. 2 guys came at us with spears. Both of them were level 10. They got me. They killed me, but then Luminen and Codename and Amarachi they killed them.
They weren't very smart, were they?
No.
Hey, look, they've got twice as many people as us. Let's go try and stab them.
Yeah, that's a dumb move. I think, what is it, 3 or 4 spear strikes to kill someone?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's only, I think, 2 punches to, knock a lower level player out. You got numbers, you're going to knock them out at least.
Yeah, we have at least 6 of us now, and I know there are a couple more that wanted to join in on the experiment. So City was brave enough. I know you are still alive because you're passed out next to old Bobbert. We are still kicking.
Yay! I got suckered into. Hey, I see you just spawned. You're running around trying to gather stuff. Let me help you out here, and they invite me into their tribe. So I accept, and then. They help me level up 2 or 3 levels and get a couple of things, and they're like a level 15 or whatever, and they need, XP to level up themselves. And all of a sudden, my good old buddy friend that helped me get started is like, on your knees and prepare to die. I'm taking you out and all your stuff, and he gets all the XP from it. So that's really disheartening when that happens.
So you're saying not to trust people on a PvP server?
Yeah, don't trust anybody.
So it is good. So Chuck, that leads me to ask you, are you playing with friends or are these people that you are strangers that you just acquired?
There's me, my dad, my younger sister, one of my good buddies, and then we have one stranger. I wouldn't even call him a stranger. I've been gaming with him on Xbox for probably about 3 years or so.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's all, people, we all see each other, minus, the one buddy on Xbox, but I know him good enough to where I can trust him.
Right.
I definitely don't suggest tribing up with anybody that you don't know. That's
a good point, because that's what we felt. At least if we were going to sync, we're going to sync together.
Yeah.
So, So that's our running experiment. Anybody have any other experiments they want to toss in? Because then we're going to head into our Damn E and then last call. All right, Damn E it is. Did anybody do anything crazy foolish this week? Did you do something full of fail? Maybe hit the E key? Anything go awry? This is the time to share it. So we have our Lehman. I don't know what this was. Friendly fire is on. Does anybody know what he's talking about there?
I have no idea.
Okay, so we'll have to check in with him next week, and if he's feeling better, maybe he can let us know what this friendly fire is all about. But my fail moment was when Lee and I went out after the show last week to find a bear, because I hadn't seen him yet. It took us forever to find one, and then I killed it. And so I wanted to tame it.
It was just a poor little level 12 dire bear, minding his own business, and she comes along and shoots him in the face with a trank arrow and kills him.
Yeah, over and over and over. Like, I was up on a rock, and I was like, yeah, I'm on a rock, I'm going to get him. And then all of a sudden, it was like, yeah, he decomposes and blah, blah, blah. I was like, no! So, and then what? Like, we're so tired and fried. And then you found, like, a higher level one. We're like, meh.
Yeah,
time to go to bed.
Yeah. And
he
wasn't even that far from your base. It was just like, I've had enough.
Yeah, so I finally did get to tame 2 yesterday. Yeah, that's why I was so excited, Phantom, because I had quite a trip. But I had 2 in my danger zone base, my inland base, and they were just wandering around. So I got up on a rock, and I finally got to take them out. The one side of the rock, because they weren't very smart. If they walked around, they could just ate me. But I had them right in front. I was aggroing them on the higher side of the rock, so they were in my face, but they couldn't contact me. So I got like a level 12 and a level 112. Down. Believe me, the 100, and I used darts this time. I did not use arrows.
Oh, yeah.
So that made quite a difference. Took a lot of darts to get that 112 down.
But
finally, I had time.
Did you happen to take notice of how much torpor he had when you took him down?
Nope. I didn't even mess around. I just was so excited that I got him to pass out. I didn't even think to look, honestly. Next, I'll know. I'm very non-meta. Huh?
I got a dire bear. I woke up and it's sitting on the beach right next to my front door.
Aw.
It brought itself to him.
That's what happened to me. So it was meant to be.
I punched him and ran into my taming can, and he ran in after me.
Nice.
Awesome. So anybody have any fail moments this week they want to toss in?
Not really.
I had one.
Throwing in.
Yeah, so Goon and Chucks, who wants to go first?
Go ahead.
I managed to solo tame a quest this last week by myself on my single player. I crafted the platform saddle for it, decided to fly as high as I could. I got off, and I managed to walk off the ledge of him. And I fell for probably a good 20 seconds directly to the ground and died.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I am still trying to locate him.
I was going to ask, did you get to find him?
Not yet. That happened Tuesday.
Oh my goodness.
Still looking for him.
You know about the looking glass?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he just has to find them before he can utilize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. We'll have to check in with you and see if you found him. What was your damn E, Mr. Goon?
Well, I was going to try to tame a manta ray, so I got my alligator, my Sarco, made myself a whole scuba gear, everything, went down deep, see if I could find, I'm not sure what those fish are called.
The anglerfish?
Yeah, that's it. And thought I found one, I jumped off my Sarco. As soon as I do, it stung me, I was unconscious, and drowned.
What?
Lost everything, had no clue where I was.
God.
164 level Sarco, lasted 4 days before it finally got killed.
Yeah, I believe Phantom found him today.
Found the Sarco?
Yeah.
Aw.
Wasn't that
That's
right?
crazy.
Isn't that what he said earlier, Goon?
Yeah, he saw him get killed today.
Oh, he saw him get killed. He saw the death message pop up.
Just made the scuba gear. Just put it on. Lasted about 2 minutes.
Anybody have any more damn E-Key, any fail moments you want to toss in before we wrap the show up with the last call? City,
No.
you haven't had nothing?
I've been really, really cautious this week, and I did the 1 day or two or whatever over on the PvP, and I did the Valhalla, so I haven't really had the opportunity to fail much this week.
Well, good on you.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, that's right.
I had a fail.
Did you? Phantom, tell us about
Yeah.
your fail. This is unusual.
Well, it wasn't quite a fail. It was a half fail, and then it had a happy ending. But I was returning from the lava cave, and I went to type into the chat box. It's like a delay or something like that. So when I went to hit the E, I fell off of my Pteranodon and ended up landing on its wing. So I was able to quickly press E and get back on it, but I forgot I had my monkey riding on my back, so I pressed it too many times and threw him.
Oh my god!
And you didn't even give him a parachute, man. That's cruel.
Dude, that is hilarious. That is too funny, man.
Yeah, but Rocket found him. He was on the edge of a cliff, cowering.
Aww.
He wasn't mad at you? Did he throw poo at you when you got him back?
No.
That's awesome. Yeah, I could see where your happy ending came into play there, because I was like, how is this gonna end? Chucking the monkey. All right, moving on to the last call. Do you have something you've got to mention? Anything you want to give a shout out to?
Hey, I want to welcome the new players we got that are joining, including Chuck's, even though we can't officially play with him. We're two different platforms, but we got, 2 or 3 new people also over the past couple of days. That's great.
Yes. Yeah, they all they joined last night, I think about all around the same time. So we do have some night owls that get to join us, already existent night owls. So that's cool. All right, Cole could not make it this week. It was his birthday on Monday, so happy birthday, Cole. And his favorite restaurant that he eats at every week made a pizza after him in celebration for his birthday. So I don't know if it's just for that day or whatever, so he got to eat his own named pizza at his favorite restaurant, so that's awesome. So happy birthday, Cole. Give you a shout out. And Cole said an update on the Snapshot _16 that he was enraged about last week. Definitely it was fixed. The latest update 239.3 fixed his issue. So it was the best birthday present ever. And also he couldn't make it, so he had to attend an award ceremony at work. Last call.
Art giveth and art taketh away.
Yes.
And I heard 240 was coming out very quickly.
Awesome.
And I'm out. See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Wrapping it up. See you later. See you on
Have a
episode
good night.
7.
You can reach the show by email at ratedark@gmail.com. You can tweet the show at ratedark on Twitter. You can grab our RSS feed, get our show notes, and apply to join us in-game at ratedark.podbean.com.